How you doing, folks? It's Joe Value here for Cold Beer Sports on Monday evening with just one selection for tomorrow. But just before I do that, just want to pass on some sad news there. Unfortunately, Paddy, obviously, our Paddy, had a few family bereavements there at the weekend. So he said he'd be back this weekend coming. And obviously, we want to pass on our condolences to Paddy and his family, the Merrigans. So, it's tough going. But yeah, just about the Wheelbarrow podcast as well. We usually was going to do that every Thursday night or Friday, but we'll just postpone that for the following week. Just in case you don't see it this week. Obviously, that's what's going on, and that's why Paddy he'll be back the weekend. So I was talking to him there earlier on. So that's the story. Just keeping you informed. So that's basically it. Moving on to tomorrow then. Just the one selection. It's the 1 o'clock at the Tuxter. Mare by the name of Fashion Nova. This is her second run after a wind up now, and she's been stepping up. She's been running over 2 miles, but to step up to 2.5 miles tomorrow, I think should suit her really well. She ran one day in a point in Bell Harbour, and she finished in a dead heat with quite a decent mare of Mick Winters called Rose Milan, who since went on to win a 100 chase very easily and has been running okay over hurdles in the mark of the mid-90s and that. But it's the third horse that really catches my eye. Just get her name here for you. The third horse that day was a mare by the name of Little Mo, who since went on to win 2 novice hurdles in England. And she's rated I think she's rated about 121 now or something like that. Fashion Nova, who had her 4 lengths behind her that day in Bell Harbour, she's rated 75 now, so it'll give you some indication of how well handicapped she could be. Now, she does come with a few slight risks, I suppose. She has been finishing off her races very weakly, so maybe that's just, her wind wasn't right, and they have obviously operated on that. Just as I said earlier, this is her second run after wind surgery. So you give her the benefit of the doubt, and going that bit slower in a 2.5 mile race early on, even though it's a longer distance, she should be able to travel in her comfort zone for longer. And it's especially off this mark, like it's basement level stuff, 75. And I'd say if the connections weren't coming home with definitely place money at least, they'd be very disappointed, I would presume. She's a mare that jumps well. She's a big grey mare, jumps well, travels well, and as I say, just hasn't been finishing out with races. But hopefully tomorrow now, in this type of race, you'd imagine she'll be bang there anyway. There are some forms going first 5 places, so maybe I'm going to suggest a 2 point each way. She's 5-1 there in one form. She's only 7-2 in another. The Irish forms haven't priced up yet, so it'll be interesting to see what way they go about it. I don't think she's like a steering job or a banker material, but I think she should be competitive, and I'll make her a 2 point each way selection there for Conor Brace and Fergal O'Brien, who's having a great season, obviously. So this could be another winner for them. Okay, that's it. Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports, and I'll be back around this time tomorrow evening. All the best, and I'll talk to you then. Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports.